All right, hi guys, I'm Louis Bentavango and I'm the owner of LB Structural, and I develop these products, AlumaBase and Aluma Table. Today we're going to focus on the AlumaBase and how it's going to be installed on a typical patio cover with the H-post right here. This is called H-post because it's shaped like an H. So if your post looks like this, then you can use the AlumaBase. But what we're doing right here, we're at a homeowner's house and we really don't know what happens once we sell the homeowner a product and how they're installing it. Even though we have thorough instructions in there, they might not have all the tools to make this happen. So what we're going to do today is focus on tools that the homeowner generally would have in their garage. And so we're going to make it like a quick and simple way to install. This patio has a post without a downspout, and then the downspout is on this post right here. So a lot of customers will call me and say, hey, I have a downspout. Is this going to work out? Yes, absolutely. All you have to do is trim this up to 6 inches and make a cut here. Customers don't have all the tools that a tradesman has. So especially this one right here, looks like this contractor put this downspout in with screws from the back. So there's no way to unplug this and take this off and make cuts on a chop saw. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do there with that one. But right now we're gonna start with this easy one. Now, it's important that hopefully your contractor line these up. And when I say line them up, there's a center post and the 2 side plates. So a lot of times I see that it's off, and this one is off. But we have some play that we've given the AlumaBase to have like a little room for that to happen. So hopefully we get lucky on this one. So here's the instruction. You follow those instructions, you probably will end up having to have a bunch of tools that you don't have in your garage. So we're going to try to do this with simple tools from the garage, okay? So here we have half of a base. Let's see if we get lucky. We're going to go ahead and put that one on like this. You could already see that I'm pushing this against here and there's a gap there, which means these were not properly aligned during installation. Here's the other half. Oh, take a look at this while we're at it. There's 2 pins here. There's a pin and a pin. So these all lock into each other. So when you're putting them together, don't force it. Just make sure you're putting pins in and they lock in. Now look at that. We've got a nice tight seam over here. Even though this was off by just about 1/8 of an inch, we still have enough play in here to make this work. So there's no adjustments to the side plates on this one, luckily. If there was adjustments, it would require taking these plugs off and putting a bit inside to take that hex screw out and make an adjustment to the bottom of this. And so luckily we don't have that on this one. If yours does not close up, read the instructions. You'll have some thorough explanation of what to do there, or hire a contractor that specializes in Alumawood patios to get you finished up. So on this one, it's going to be fairly easy. We're going to put screws in, caps, and we're done. Another thing, if you want to come on over here, I want to show you. Well, here's a seam right here. A lot of times, this 2x6 side plate has a nice flush seam. A lot of times that seam is bulgy. So all you would have to do in that situation to close up a gap is sometimes there's a little gap that shows up and you can't close it because the indentation there. All you have to do is get a rubber mallet, just tap that seam, and then that will make a nice tight fit there. So we're going to go ahead and close this one up because it's ready to go. Product will come with the screws and caps. Now these screws have a nice sharp tip to them, so they're going to cut right through this metal without any force. You'll need a screw gun with the typical number 2 tip, and then you're ready to go with the first one. Make sure that it's nice and tight against there. Hold it together with the other side. Don't over tighten. Usually you want to ratchet it, so bring it down so that when it hits a certain point, the ratchet will do the rest. There it is. So we got that one finished. Now we're on this side. You want to make sure you're holding everything nice and tight the way it's going to be when it closes. Nice tight seam. Go to the last one here and make sure that it's nice and tight on both sides. Okay, so we're plugging it up. That's the end of that one. We got lucky. Everything was installed properly from the contractor, and that one fit great. So we're going to move on to one a little more difficult with the downspout. What we're going to do is show you that you have to raise this up, make a cut from the ground up at 6 inches, and I'll show you why. Let's demonstrate on this one over here. I brought with me a elbow for the bottom of the downspout, and what you're typically going to want is this to be finished right on top of it. Now, the downspout will slip right over this sleeve. So we came up with 6 inches. Okay, so we're going to measure 6 inches from the ground to get our point right here. And we'll make a marking across. So that's where we're going to use our saw to cut that off. Again, we're using this as a homeowner, not a contractor. So what does a homeowner have in his house? He probably has a hacksaw like this. Make sure that this cuts metal. This is thin aluminum, so it's very easy to cut. We have something to wedge behind it so we're not scratching the material. I'll show you that. And everybody has a piece of cardboard laying around, so we're going to protect it behind it. Let's see, our 6 inches is here. I'm going to go ahead and put that wedge behind there. I'm also going to bulk it out here with just a little more pressure to bring that away. Now, there comes the loud part. We're going to find that line. Here it is at 6 inches. And you'll want to come back and get started. Okay, now that we have it cut all the way through, the way that this installer did this is that he put a Tek screw right through the bottom of the downspout. We'll remove that. It's a hex screw. It's a hex head. So you got to have a hex head tip. So I just took out the cut piece there, the 6 inches, and we're going to start putting this on. Hopefully, again, we got lucky with this installation. Let's take a look that everything was aligned. And flip these on. Can hold this. Okay, looks like we're going to close up nice and tight there. And so what I'm going to do at this point is put this elbow back on and secure the downspout the way the other one was secured through the back of the elbow. So before I do anything else, I'm going to want to do that. This slips right over the top of it right there. We're going to close this up so we know that it sits right there on top. Are 6 inches high. I'm going to use the same Tek screw they provided and go right through the back of this elbow. We're talking about very thin metal here, so it doesn't take much to get through this. Now, same exercise. We're going to just go ahead and put screws in this and plug them up, and we're done. But yes, you can use the AlumaBase with the downspout. Just trim it up 6 inches, put your elbow back on, and it sits right on top of the base just like that. So let's just wrap this one up. Okay. All done.